For someone that is meeting you for the very first time, I would like you to briefly introduce yourself.
I'm Oreofe Williams.
No, I just left that woman in her house now, and I met her here again.
I noticed that many young people have a distaste for mentorship, and it often comes from this fact that they believe what has been achieved is small, and they often have this, no, you can't teach me. This is not how to get it in 1 year. This is not how to get it in 3 months. There's this mentality of wanting to get it in 3 days or even 1 weekend. What do you have to say about that?
Whatever is fast is never going to last. If the video father could say you must go to school, and he went to school and graduated, you whose father cannot, you know where your father is, you know what your father is, you're not saying you don't want the mentorship, you will destroy yourself. I'm very close to Evangelist Dr. Alabi. Anytime I went to his house years ago, she would give me shoes. So if I went back again, give me more shoes, shirts and all that. Then one day we went to Baba BS place. So I wear one of a pair of shoes some years back. As we entered, and then I sat down on the floor while Baba was speaking. Baba just looked at me and looked at my shoe where I put them. And he looked at me and said, Oreofe, what size is your shoe? That was when it occurred to me that my shoes are bad. Okay, that must have been the reason Dr. Alabi was giving me shoes. There's always a time in a man's life when you need to make sacrifices. You must know the difference between your wants and your needs.
For someone that is meeting you for the very first time, I would like you to briefly introduce yourself. Who are you? Why are you so important?
I'm Oreofe Williams. And I was born into the Awo family of Ososa, Ijebu. So, and I'm a filmmaker, I'm a mentor. I don't want to say I'm a philanthropist. I don't want to use that word.
Okay.
But let me say I'm just, I'm into talent development.
Okay.
Talent development, youth development. And I'm someone who believes in people who have purpose and vision, who know where they are going, especially when they are very young. Those who get to know where they are going early. I can do anything to support them. So that's just my summary. Importance, I'm not very sure if I'm important. And that depends on the perspective of whoever needs what I'm selling.
So to some of us that grew up watching you on the screen, you are very important. You show us some of the things that are possible. You enlighten us in some of the ways that. But I'm sure that many of the people that are watching this, the young ones, may not know. They may not know who you are. They may not know the things you have done. You know, that's why I started from that angle. Like,
okay.
For some.
Yeah.
So you said you are a filmmaker, you are a mentor, you are, and then more importantly, you have a PhD. That is strange to many people because in modern time, in fact, it's one of the big struggles I found in mentorship space. If you are trying to coach some young people, even in classes, when they are in class, there's what I call the GLE phenomenon. When the lecturer is teaching something in class, they'll be like, is this what we buy us GLE? This is what we buy us GLE. So not talk of you are a mentor and you're trying to give people. So what really do you think is the importance of mentorship? In what way have you benefited from it that so much that you want to, mentor others?
That's an excellent question. You are bringing me now to my core area. In 2002, I went to Lagos to see a man from the university. I was in Ogun State University, which later became Olabisi Onabanjo University. That was even, it had those two names when I was an undergraduate. So I went to Lagos to see a man called Yemi Shodim. Now, nobody told me to go and see him. I just felt there will be a world outside classrooms. And of course, if we leave school, there must be something we need to do that is beyond what we are doing in the class. And the class is so theoretical.
Yeah.
University is extremely theoretical. So you have to look beyond the university environment to get to know what you need to do. So I made research about him. I discovered that this man already had a master's, had a a BA Dramatic Arts Ife, University of Ife. He didn't attend Obafemi Awolowo University. He attended the University of Ife. It's the same school, but they are always proud of saying Great Ife. Then he also had a master's at University of Lagos. Did dramatic arts as first degree, mass communication, Okay. So that impressed me. And that time was the time a film was raining. The film is titled Oleku.
Oh.
So Yemi Shodimo played Ajani.
Mm.
And I looked at him and felt that for somebody to have done his masters, and he's also a Yoruba actor, or let me just say he's an actor that is into indigenous films. That's quite inspiring. I want something like this. I don't just want to be an actor that would want to speak, and some people will say, what is he saying? You know, there's some kind of discrimination against entertainers, actors, filmmakers, especially when you get to a particular setting, when you get to the elitist space. There's a way entertainers are looked down upon.
Yeah, they're just...
And many times it's not the fault of those who look down upon them. It's the way these people carry themselves. These entertainers carry themselves. And sometimes you look at what some entertainers do, the kind of gatherings they go to, how they organize their own events, and then no elites, no members of the elite class, no member of the elite class would take such people seriously. I want to be taken seriously. I don't just want to be anyhow entertainer. I want the fame that grows and is established in the hearts of people over time by the achievements and impact I've made. So I knew from the beginning that education is important, you know. And I went to him. That was the first time I appeared on TV. He was presenting programs on Lagos television then. At some point, I also became the presenter of his show, Barada, on LTV. So I went on, pursued my academic certificates, and by God's grace, he's happy I've gone beyond him. Because today I have a PhD.
Yeah.
You know, wrote my thesis here and there and all that. But I must also say that the PhD is not enough. We need that so that we can assert our authority in our fields. Now, I got some mentorship from there. And Yemi Shodimo is not the kind of person that will teach you what to do, that will tell you. It feels you are not blind. It believes that you are intelligent enough to study. It teaches. He also learns by observation. I know many times when we're in the car together, he looks here, looks there, and then when he gets to the studio and he wants to speak on TV to a live audience, he begins to refer to everything he has seen. So there is no fact that escapes from him because he observes a lot. He gets on set, he will tell the audience that there is something there, there's a refuse dump somewhere, it should not be there. The government should find something to do. It takes somebody who is observant. Yeah, to notice that. He is highly observant. So if you want to work with someone like that and you want to learn, you must be observant. So what I was doing was to observe him. Yemi Shodimo is not the one that will sit you down and start teaching you that 1 + 1 is 2. He believes that maybe when he was discussing with someone, he already mentioned 1 + 1 is 2. So if you are not stupid, if you are intelligent, if you want to learn, you should know that you have had that. So that was how I learned radio presentation. That was how I learned TV presentation. That was how I went deeper, even into film directing. He could use anything to communicate on set. So I got a number of things from him. And then it helped me a lot. It shaped my perception of filmmaking. And I also am the kind of person who is very much interested in developing and mentoring others. Even since I was very young, very, very small. I used to have people very small. I'm always in the midst of people, helping, viewing in church and all that. So I agree with that. It's not what I started now. And mentorship is very important. The essence of mentorship is that you need to know that somebody has gone through the path you are just about going through. So it helps you to run your race easily. If somebody is going to Badagry from here and the road is bad and he has gone ahead of you, if he's calling you on phone, you should pick your call. Because he knows you are coming to Badagry. So he can tell you that road is bad, you cannot afford to speed. You can take another route. Don't take this road because there is hold up. That's just mentorship. But unfortunately, we're in a generation that does not want to be mentored until they waste their time. I tell my mentees, when you are in your 20s, that is your greenest range. Once you waste that period, to catch up will be by the grace of God. That's true. I'm not saying you cannot catch up. That's what I say. But to catch up, it is easy to help somebody that is very young, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. But when you are in your 30s, in your 40s, you must have achieved something for anybody to want to invest on you.
Mm.
So if I ask you, what are you doing? And you say, you didn't go to school. You are not educated. Okay, the next thing I will ask you is that, what trade did you learn? What skill do you have? If you now tell me, if at that moment you tell me you didn't learn any trade, didn't learn any skill, then I'm not going to be interested. Why? Your age. But if you are 20 years, or you are 21, or you are 22, and I say, why are you not in school? And you tell me that you don't have money to go to school. There are a number of people I have sponsored to school.
Mm-hmm.
Good number. I'm telling you, there are 93 people that are on my list. That are a lot of them have graduated now anyway, and they are still part of the City of Talent.
Mm.
There are some of them I didn't send to school who came into the City of Talent. So it is possible for me to say at 22, let me assist you. Let me see what I can do. And if it's that you want to learn a skill, let me assist you too. There are people we buy equipment for. There are some young ones who want to sing, they want to go into music, and then we spend money to encourage them, But in doing that, we also mentor them. Because if you live that 20 to 29 years, if you mix that period, not even 29, 20 to like 25, if you miss it, nobody will be interested in you.
I think there's a study on the fact that it takes a traumatic event for someone to change their pattern at 25 and above.
Yes, of course.
That below that, you can always
you can always find a fetch. You can always change your mind. So, and I'm quite lucky. I have results today. I have somebody who came to me at 21 who says he's an actor. He just wants to act. I said, don't act. Go and learn cinematography, learn about film editing, learn about this. And I didn't take money from him. I opened the door. A number of them. One of them today is a university lecturer at the Department of Mass Communication in a university. Through here, I was able to publish the first book on editing that they use in schools now, universities now. He has his master's, he's on his PhD. He's a lecturer now, and I have a number of them. Yeah. Some of them are lawyers. So it's easy for me now, mentorship is not only about the mentee, it's also about the mentor.
Yes.
So mentees don't want to be mentored because some mentors are manipulators. I also have had the experience. Yemi Sodimu was not the only person I went to. But Yemi Sodimu is just, let me say, one of the most sincere persons you can meet, But there are people too that I knew who were manipulative. They just want you to be around them so that you can be, you don't have a purpose for your life. But Yemi Sodimu is interested in your growth. So not all mentors are interested in the mentee's growth. So I tell the mentees to run when you see them. How do you know a mentor who is interested in your growth? A mentor is interested in your growth must have track records at a particular stage. You should get there and know how many people he has mentored. You can't just get your head in and then you discover that he didn't mentor anybody and then you are there. But he has track records of using and dumping people. So I've seen people like that. So we can't also blame those young ones who don't want to be mentored. They saw their uncles that have been used.
Yeah.
They are lamenting. Okay? And there are mentors who also do not, there are people who are also in the industry who do not want to mentor. I don't believe you should be in the industry for 40 years and not have products. I'm not saying friends. I'm not talking about junior colleagues. I'm talking about people you invested on, like your children.
People that you actually birthed.
You built them, you birthed them, you raised them. You invested on them. But there are people in this industry today, popular actors who will boast and tell you that I won't like Moshe. They will boast and tell you that they don't have quote and unquote a mentor and they don't have mentees. Wow. And they boast about it publicly. Now, when some people get to a point when nobody is calling them, to feature in films, what do you think becomes of them? Except they have properly established a business that will sustain them.
That's true.
The beauty of mentorship is that you will invest first. Then all of them may not be good ones. There will be many that will come back and say, we must be part of this thing. The film we did, the premiere we did on dinner at 3 a.m. was not just my effort. I mean, that's the most peaceful event I've ever had in my life. Yeah, I wanted to advertise, but there was no need to advertise because all tickets have been sold. I wanted to, some people dance when so I was joking at the time that I love to dance. Let's dance to advertise this thing. We wanted to go for publicity, we didn't go. We wanted to go for rally, we didn't go because a number of things. And it fell during the Festival of Talents week. Those who were responding to it, who are members of the City of Talent, who are now mentors too, who were giving to it financially, who were supporting the event, who were booking the halls, who were doing many things. Don't make a mistake of thinking that I was the one that paid for everything. I did my bit. Those I have mentored, who have benefited from me, who have grown through me, also felt they should do their bit. So this bit from here, have helped the growth of the City of Talent and that event. These guys were people who, when they were very young, I used to give them 100 naira, 200 naira, 500 naira for tea fare to school. These were people who could not buy books. I had to buy books for them. Some of them, I had to pay a bit of their school fees. Some of them, there was somebody who is a mentee here who had 5 extra years. Everybody knows the story in our place. 5 extra years.
Wow.
5 extra years. And I paid for the school fee one by one. Even though in one of those extra years there was COVID-19, so he stayed at home. There was another ASU strike. I think around 2020, 2021 or so. So to add those 2 years to it, made it 5. So he did the exam at the time. He failed. Did another one. We thought he had passed. They now said he should come back. There's a course he had not done. Went back again. And then I kept on paying. He could not tell his father. Nobody knew at all. His father, his mother, his uncle, and nobody. I was the only one that had to stand by him.
You have been mentioning City of Talent. City of Talent. For many who are watching and don't know what that is, what is City of Talent?
The City of Talent is a place where talents and youth are mentored, empowered, and if necessary, after we have mentored them, they are sponsored. We sponsor talents, we support them. It is in 4 different phases, 4 different, we have the film village. We started with the film village, so it began to expand.
Okay.
We have the film village, we have the film studio, we have the film academy. Okay. And then we have the mentorship estate. Okay. Those are different structures under the City of Talent. So the film village is just, a part of it. The film village started in 2009. That's many years ago. We still have it. We still run it. I remember somebody coming here who also was a popular actor, who also was inspired through this place to have his own film village. He has his own film village now in Ijebu.
Wow.
He used to come here. We used to invite him.
You mentioned that you are from Ijebu and your film village is in Ibadan. Why? Why are you settled in Ibadan? What led to that?
If Ogun State gives me nice property, if Ogun State supports me, I'll go there.
Ogun State government.
I'm found the film village.
You can give us land there. You're ready to start something.
If I'm supported, why not? I will help the youth of Ogun State too. I'm from Ogun State. So the City of Talent, that's what we do to empower. We have some students who are around now. What we do there is we train them in jam lessons. I think they pay 12,000 or 15,000 elsewhere. These ones pay how much? 6,000 naira. So we subsidize that. Sometimes we feed them. Sometimes that's where mentorship starts. We want to make sure that you can do your jam and do your work and go to school once. And we want to make it easy for them to go to school. So that you don't just linger, don't tie around doing nothing.
I noticed that many young people have a distaste for mentorship, and then it often comes from this fact that they believe what has been achieved is small. It's not big, it's not loud, it's not on the main screen, it's not 1 billion, there's 3 billion people, there's whatever. There's this big number syndrome that I notice in young people. They think they can just do it their way and get it bigger results. What do you have to say about that? Because I, for one, knows that I'm a product of mentorship. I go here by mentor, and I know that even the journey ahead is going to be product of mentorship, listening to people that have been there. But there's just this general distaste because I have this first-hand experience, having gone back to school to get another degree. I have this first experience with younger generation, and they often have this, no, you can't teach me. It is not how to get it in 1 year. It is not how to get it in 3 months. There's this mentality of wanting to get it in 3 days or even 1 weekend. So I don't know, what do you have to say about that? What insight do you have to give young people about that? It's never, a forest is not built in a day.
Okay, good. Nobody climbs from the top. You have to climb from the bottom to the top. Apart from that, what type of fruit you want to eat or you want to consume is determined by the kind of patience you have. If, for instance, you want a mango and you plant a mango, you can't begin to reap a mango in a year. If you want to eat a corn and you plant a corn, I think in 3 months, you should be able to harvest it.
Exactly.
Now, if you want fast food, it is always available. But the medical practitioners will warn you against fast food. Yes, they tell you to eat inyo and vegetable. Now, it takes time to prepare pounded yam. Yes. And noodles can be very fast.
That's true.
So, whatever is fast is never going to last. I want it now. You will destroy yourself.
Whatever is fast is
never going to last. Because if you prepare pap now, fast, you drink pap. in no time, you begin to complain that you are hungry, even noodles. But if you eat proper pounded yam or eba, and you prepare it, you do proper eforiro, you put, it will last for a while.
Exactly.
You understand? Now, if you find somebody who has just built a bungalow, a 3-bedroom flat, he has all the money, you can finish it in 3 months. But if you want to build a skyscraper and you have all the money, all the materials now, you will need to wait. It takes a process. I hope you understand. I'm into buildings.
Yes.
I build the city of Zion we have in Abuja, in Lagos, and all that. We build here and there. Now, so I know what it is if you want to build, because at the point you do a decking and they will tell you,
you wait for it.
You have to wait for this long
for it to conclude.
For you to continue. So everybody should leave the site. But if I want to build a room, I don't have to. I have built a house here before and it did not take me more than 6 weeks. Just start now in the next 6 weeks. It was completed, tiles, everything. Because, so what you want determines what kind of patients you want. That is what will inspire you to you can't build Khalifa. Do you know how long it took them to do that? So what you want determines. So when you celebrate with somebody who just built a bungalow, okay, because he just built it, by the time somebody is building a cocoa house in Ibadan, the bungalow would not be noticed. It is cocoa house, everybody will see. So it takes patience. That is where mentorship comes in. May I also add this? I am not aware of anyone who has done well in life that was not mentored. I'm not aware. If anybody tells you that this one is blowing or blowing, it's either it blows now and disappears the next moment. Take for instance Davido. When Davido's father is talking, he keeps quiet.
That's true.
You now we see it
He talks about it.
He talks about it that when as big as Davido is, I'm aware Wizkid's manager is older than him. Somebody told me that some times ago. So all these people and look at the time they started hearing their names. That's why they could last that long. Somebody is there trying to tell them this is the way to go. Davido's father, Chief Adeleke, said he insisted Davido should go to school, no matter what he wants to do. That's mentorship.
That's true.
How many fathers are like that? You know, how many people today, all these young ones that are talking, how many of them have a father like Davido? If Davido's father could say you must go to school, and he went to school and graduated, you whose father cannot, you know where your father is, you know what your father is, you're not saying you don't want a mentorship, you will destroy yourself. So there's no way you can grow. There must be somebody, you may achieve more than the person. What I'm doing today at the City of Talent, building forests, turning them to cities, I have mentors who have come here and have doubted me. That, what will you do? How will you do it? It scared them. It does not mean there's nothing to learn from them.
That's true.
There must be one word or two they will speak, they will say to you that will inspire you to do something. And you know, that they have not built something like that. Maybe they only built their own house. They have not gone ahead to build estates, and does not mean I should be foolish to think that I don't need that. There will be something. You know, there is never, even if a mentor is using you and is planning to dump you, there is never a useless mentor. There is something to learn, either good or bad, that will shape your life. You should
learn how not to do it.
Yeah, you should learn how not to do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to go this way. I used to have somebody that I respect so much. And then one day, he was just talking about his belts and his shoes. And he said, when some year, talking about over about 15 years ago, and he said that belt, he bought it for at the sum of 70,000 naira. You know, I'm not talking about now. 70K, a belt. So I thought in my head that at that time, I can't buy a belt of 70K because I'm building a place. If I find 70K now, you know, I will not buy it. His shoes around that time, I think, were 120, 150. And it was not lying. Because when you see the shoes, you know this one correct shoes. I knew I would not be able to buy it. Even as I'm talking now as I'm talking, I can't bring 70,000 from my pocket to go and buy a belt. I'm that bad. I'm that prudent. Because I would ask you, is there not one of 15K? What do I want to do with a belt of 70,000? Who is looking at my belt?
To hold the trouser. I'm sure that, in fact...
Do I hold the trouser? Do I do? Because I can use what is on top of it, you know, to build, to do more. That's why you can find this. This place was a jungle where there were serpents, scorpions, snakes, all kinds of snakes, animals. Jungle. There was no human being in this area. No human being. in this area. They sell a plot of land now for 6 million.
In this area.
And they always say that it's because of you. I would use it's because of Oreofe that this place is getting more expensive and more expensive. Do you know how many people have come here? The great men, you must have seen the picture in front of Mosque 21 that day. All kinds of people that I brought here. And I had that idea when I was in my 20s. I began to run that idea when I spoke about it when I was in university that we're going to build a place one day. And this is what we're going to be doing there.
Yeah.
And if I did not have the sense of sacrifice to get those things done and choose not to spend money anyhow, not be there, that's mentor. So that is why it's easy for me to mentor anybody now on don't spend money like that. You can do this. Because you see, money is not to be spent like that. You may have it now. If you don't push it here and there, over time you begin to regret it. Let me tell you a story. I'm very close to Evangelist Tope Alabi. So we went to his house. Anytime I went to his house years ago, she would give me shoes, her husband's shoes. Kitusha Luku, where the ones her husband really didn't have time to use, so she would mix it with the ones he has been brand new shoes. So if I went back again, she'd give me more shoes, shirts, and all that. Then one day we went to Baba B.'s place. You know Baba B, Prophet Funsha in Ede. So while I entered, I didn't wear one of the husband's shoes. You know, I also had my shoes. So I wear one of my pair of shoes some years back. As we entered, and then I sat down on the floor while Baba was speaking. Baba just looked at me and looked at my shoe where I put them. And he looked at me and said, Oreofe, what size is your shoe? That was when it occurred to me that my shoes are bad. That must have been the reason Dr. Alabi was giving me shoes. Because I was so lost in buying blocks, building, and all that. You know, I went back, I came back. But because when you want to build, you leave all those things at that particular time. So as I got back, I went to where they were selling shoes. 40,000, 50,000, 60,000, 70,000. They call those shoes loafers. You know, I bought as many as possible. You know, I wore one back to Lagos to go and greet Evangelist Tope Alabi again. As soon as she saw me, she started shouting about the shoes. Say, Louis Vuitton, That means she has been noticing this pairs of shoes for a very long time. You know, that was when she called it. What point was I going to make with that? It means there was a time. There's always a time in a man's life when you need to make sacrifices.
That's true.
When you need to, you must know the difference between your wants and your needs. Your needs. So you must say, I can't buy this shirt. I was at Shoprite at the time, and I saw a beautiful shirt. I loved the shirt years ago, and then I said, I will buy it. So I got there and said, how much is this shirt? The guy said, the lady said 80,000 naira or something. 80,000 naira. I just stood there and said, hey, but you know Oreofe Williams. Olivier Bugamina. Then I said, how much is that price? He said, it's 80. They don't price it. They don't price it. So it's all right. I will just give me $50. I want to withdraw money. Say, we have POS. Don't worry. I want to withdraw. Don't worry. The minimum I was 80,000. I'm not yet at that level. So I ran away. Because there must be a time to want to sacrifice.
That's true.
You will not like what I want to say now. This phone, I've been using this phone since 1 year. This is 2021.
2021.
This phone. 2021. Very neat phone.
Wow.
Every time I get tempted to buy another one. And I say, how much is the phone here? They say, this phone I must, how much is this phone? They say 800,000. What? I will not do like this, 800 divided by, how many blocks will that buy?
How many blocks?
I run away. So those things are produced from a forest to a city. I'm not saying it's wrong to buy a phone.
Sure.
It's one day I would just have a brainwave. I would just buy angrily, you know, because I know I need some of these gadgets. But because I still have one that's working fine, and it has not given me any problem. I know what I can do to deceive you now. You know it's green now. By the time you come back for another interview, it would have changed to blue. So in your head, sir, you would think I've changed this phone. And how much is this cover? I think it's 1,000 or so. So I am fine. But I just feel that things must be step by step. Instead of that, I will buy cameras. I have my camera gadget. I have whatever. I want to shoot a film, I go ahead and shoot my film. I don't rent them anymore. So if I'm now mentoring someone, I also have to tell the person, this is how to go. This is how to do it. So mentorship is important. It's what you'll be willing to. And there's nothing formal about mentorship. Just find somebody you are interested in what he does and serve the person. Get close to the person. If the person is good, why not? There's nowhere in the world where you write a letter to be mentored. You know, the City of Science is organized in such a manner that, formally speaking, you know, while churches use pastors, we use mentors here.
Yeah.
People get promoted from being incubates who just get got in 3 months to bring mentee, different levels of mentees.
Yes.
Then assistant mentor, superior mentor, all that. ACT mentor, yeah. So I have we have 2 ACT mentors, myself and my
Professor of mentorship
guy.
studies.
Yeah.
Where's that coming from?
Yes, there is a school.
Is it academic?
No, there's a school. There's a school that abroad. When you speak of professorship, they don't do it the way they do it here.
Okay.
I went to a school abroad for this then, outside the country. And then when they saw all my works, films, they started telling me to come and teach there. And then they told me that if I come in there, I'm coming in as a professor.
Okay.
And that is the problem of the Nigerian education.
Okay.
That's where that's the direction I would like to go. That's something I think should be corrected. You find people now who plagiarize papers. You just get a book now and they pick something from here, and they gather the papers, they say they have met up 30 or whatever requirement, they have written on, and then they become professors.
Yeah.
So we began to have profs without proofs.
Profs without proofs.
Yeah, we began to have profs without proofs. You look at someone and say, and this one too is a professor. Because it's about the titles. There are no impact. Wole Soyinka today does not have a PhD. So how did Wole Soyinka become a professor? If Baba Soyinka were to come in this era, he won't become a professor.
That's true.
He would never.
He must have a PhD.
They will rebel. I mean, they will conspire against him. They will want to kill him. When I say kill him, I speak metaphorically.
Really?
In fact, the supervisor, it would be too brilliant that the supervisor will not want to release him on time.
That's true.
So it is a point of the fact that there are many brilliant people now, even now, a lot of brilliant geniuses now, who could also have become Nobel laureate, but cannot become because of the system they have found themselves in now. The professors who call themselves professors, administrators, who are, I have a lot to say. They see talents coming like this and they want to kill them. I became a lecturer. I started lecturer in a university in Nigeria.
Okay.
And maybe this is an opportunity to quickly mention it.
Okay.
And by I got in 2012 through the then HOD. By 2014, I knew that was not the place I was supposed to be.
Wow. In just 2 years?
In 2 years. Maybe if the current VC there now is Professor Abuola. I'm talking about Labis University. If the current VC now, who was the ASU chairman there, if he had been the VC then, maybe I would not have resigned.
Wow.
The ones who are there now are enjoying. Young people are becoming HODs. People who were my colleagues then have become HODs now. By that time, I had a vice chancellor whom, after I granted an interview, a young lecturer, I was doing my film thing before I went there, and I granted an interview with a paper. Then I think one of the DVCs took the paper and showed the vice chancellor. They play all kinds of politics because they are looking for the good, eye service. They want their principals, office politics to love them. So they go with all kind of information to blackmail anybody that can help them to get promoted or whatever. Then somebody took that paper to the sitting VC. And the VC went to the Senate to speak about a small boy like me. That's just one point among other things.
Wow.
At some point, I began to see that even the person I trusted were not meant to be trusted. And then I discovered that God took me there for a while to study that system. So if I have something like that, maybe an academy like we have now, I could find something to run with it. And then I left. If I had not left, I'm telling you, the City of Science would not be in existence today. Because before I got in there, they told me, no, you just do your lecturing, you do your whatever. They will be the ones to kill it. Because once you are doing something outside the system, then you are likely to be in trouble. Except for some of them who don't mind, who want you to progress. You will always have one or two or three in that system. And then you will see people who are not worth it getting promoted.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you can find yourself in that system, in that kind of system. So, the professorial cadre in Nigeria is not what it used to be. A professor says something.
But there's a recent news that one person and the professor and people and student unions were writing a petition against him that it's not what he does. He has never supervised any master student before. He has never done any.
Yes, it happens. It happens now. You find professors, you find professors and you say, no, this is a professor. And then you find some, you say, wow, how did he become one? And you want people like us to be in that kind of system. No. Because the professorship of the late Olarotimi, the Femi Oshofiso, the days that when they say a prof is coming, everybody will be shivering. Let me tell you one small story. I don't want to mention the name of the person. There is an erudite professor, powerful professor. I went to University of Ibadan to visit him. So he entered, I think, the staff club or something. They call it staff club. He wanted to host me one day. And he was embarrassed. There was something that was wrong with and he had to walk out angrily. There are some point I was asking him, so what are the rewards of calling you a professor in your own university? Not another place. I think it was a staff club. Then he was asking a question, and the person who was the security there was insulting him. That's Professor Nelson Fashino. And that Baba was annoyed. You know what? His professor friends were there. And none of the professor friends could actually stand to that task and say, no, that should not be. Because if we insult him, some other time he will insult us. They were directly on the really making jest of him. They brought in politics. Maybe they had their own issues. Do you know that Baba had to take me elsewhere? It was bitter that day. So I asked him, I said, sir, people like us can't see this and then we want to become professor of something in Nigeria. What is the benefit of becoming a professor? It's not that you are earning 100 million per month in your own system. A professor cannot stand and say, then he called, I don't know whoever he called, the person who was in charge of that club. He called that person that day. And eventually I think he was also disappointed because of the way the person was talking on a small issue. But that's a professor. When I entered the university, Professor Lekon Egoke, Professor Samson Darida was writing articles in the Tribune, writing skills or something, in the Nigerian Tribune. We had professors then. Professor Onyi Ogumba, who was Professor Shoyinka's, close ally and friend, were the ones that taught me. Those were professors. The ones who taught me theater art was directly trained by Baba Ogunde. Although was not a professor theoretically, was a professor in practice. Baba Shumade. If these men were coming, and they say, Professor Ogumba will Abba. How can Ogumba enter a place and somebody, the security, that's the professor. So what are the benefits of writing papers? Then let me tell you another story. When I was in OOU, one day, Baba Obe came to OOU. Baba Ebenezer Obe. When I was a lecturer, I was the anchor, the MC of that event. And then he donated something, equipment to the music department. And then it was that day was made a professor, honorary. By the works he has done, by the impact he has made all over the world. I think the same was done for King Sunny Ade in Ife, I think so. So I looked at that system and said, hey, so people can be honored even with this title by a university and it will be recognized just by the works they have done. And then I've shot at that time maybe over 60, 70 films. And then you want me to write a paper. It's actually because I'm in your system. If I have my way of pulling out and I keep shooting my film and God helps me in the future to make impact and I make impact in your school, you will beg me with that thing. So it has not really been balanced. You ask somebody to write the paper, you ask them some questions. The person will write paper self. He no say the paper we write. I saw one before. He no say the paper we write. Now I ain't get that. And I'm telling you the truth. I told somebody, I said, I saw your name on a paper where I saw a line. I don't want to mention the name of that professor. He's a professor now. I said, I saw a line and I don't get that line. And this. The paper was not co-authored. If it was co-authored, I would have felt maybe somebody wrote it. He approved it. It was his only name that was there. And it was a recent paper. Then I screenshot. He said, what paper is this? What paper? I said, well, I can't remember. You know, that means in the process of maybe promotion or something, somebody picked the paper from somewhere, put his name there, added to publications needed for promotion. Is that the system that will produce these young ones? These are profs without proofs. The profs we used to know are the profs that will stand against government and speak. There is a professor called Professor Ashaju. I think he's a bishop now. Told the story of how he confronted the military junta, the military president Ibrahim Babangida, when ASU was on strike. He said he was a young lecturer at Lagos State University, and I think ASU was proscribed. And he stood from there and went to the military. I mean, what do you call it now? Was at what is Abuja now? What do we call it? The what? It's not Aso Rock. The military headquarters where Nigeria, the Igbo has run away. Barak, yes, but I'm supposed to call it something. I've forgotten. It was in Abuja. FCC. The FCT, something like the FCT, yeah. The Federal Capital Territory was in Lagos. It was, before it was moved to Abuja by Babangida.
Government house. The
government house, yeah. Then he got there. He said he wanted to see Babangida as young as he was. And he challenged President Babangida, who eventually conceded to him. And they called the meeting here, and ASU returned, and they listened to them. He's a professor. That's a prof with proofs. We are the profs today. We are the professors. With due respect to them, we still have a number of them. I know Professor Bright. I just mentioned one who is there. I know a number of professors, many of them who are my own supervisor, Professor Laide Nasir. They are good in their area and they are making point. But we have a lot who have become professors through the back door of politics. And then you just wonder that how did this person, you do something very small. And
so how do you acquire your professor of mentorship studies?
It was a school. It's a private school. It's just a private school where it's not in Nigeria. Okay. It's a private school, like just like Ellen Paul when he got his PhD. After some time, I don't know if you had the news then. He went to one school like that and they made him a professor. Wow. They made her a professor there. It's a private school owned by a group of people that grew together, and it's a recognized school. So the mentorship studies, is an area that is not popular yet. Yes. And all that. So I don't use it all the time. Sometimes I just write it and then I put it there because I needed to acknowledge them too. But of course.
You mentioned that you have done several movies. What's the number specifically? And then which one is your favorite? Which one is, if somebody have not seen your work before, which one would you recommend that this is the first one you should go and check out?
Dinner at 3 a.m.
Okay.
You asked me a very, you are a lawyer.
Yes.
He wanted to put me in trouble. Are you expecting me? Are you expecting me to mention the first film I did? It is Dinner at 3 a.m. Because sincerely speaking, if you saw the film, it is not a usual gospel film. It is not what you can predict. It has never happened. That kind of content has never happened before. So of course, I myself recommend that film, Dinner at 3 a.m. That everyone who is religiously biased, you're a Christian, you're a Muslim, you are into Isheshe, go and watch it. Somebody who is a traditional, I saw the video somewhere, he saw, he posted a clip and was speaking about, the person is an Isheshe guy. Yeah. Okay. So I saw the video, they showed me. He said that legend Oreofe Williams, I'm bored of joining this scene, this clip. He was very careful because he had not watched the film, so people could criticize him, but I didn't watch the film. Pick the clip where the character I played was saying, I bought a boy, Shaka, come on, let you. So he picked that line and he was speaking, and people were talking there too. They were saying, we are coming that day. And I wish they came and watched and saw the film. Because the film was entirely talking about something different, apart from what they were thinking about.
So you will recommend that anybody that wants to check the movie.
Dinner at 3 a.m.
So where can they watch that? Where can they see the movie?
Yeah, we are taking it around. I'm planning Abuja. We just finished Ibadan. Even though Ibadan people said they have not really seen, because even that day, some people they were not able to watch because it was congested. The hall was congested. Planning, at least let's take it round.
So when next can they see Dinner at 3 a.m.?
They will come to where we are showing it now.
You
want me to say YouTube?
No, in Abeokuta.
Abeokuta, Abuja.
Okay. So your next turner is Abuja. And
Yeah,
Abeokuta.
Abuja Abeokuta is in my head. The one that
Okay, so the YouTube
they should
fans
not think about you.
Not think about it.
They should not.
They should
think.
walk into the
They
premier
should
locations and watch it.
Yes, sir.
You have written a lot of books. In fact, I find this one very interesting in your library. You know, from
the script to the
to the
street.
street. What inspired you to write this in 2021?
Yeah, because I discovered that a lot of our theater art graduates who are leaving school didn't have access to media studies. Even though sometimes they call it department theater and media. And you can't give what you don't have. Some of our lecturers were trained on stage. Many of them are not into films and media. And they know. So what they train those who are studying theater art is how to dance, which is good, how to do rehearsals, how to do stage performances. And when these guys leave school, there are no jobs for these things you are doing. So if you go to study theater art and all you did throughout were stage performances, when you leave school, you will know that people no longer watch stage performances.
That's true.
Except once in a while, if there is a sponsor for it. If I ask everybody here now, that when last did you go to watch a stage performance? You don't have the time. You know why? This phone has taken over everything.
That's true.
It has taken over. The world has advanced. But unfortunately, they are using the curriculum, or permit me, the curricula of the 90s, of the 70s, 80s, 90s, to teach those in 2026. It is catastrophic. I know a number of undergraduates who graduated. Some graduated 2018, yes. Till now, they don't have any job. Because when they carry the certificate of theater to a company, those ones will tell them, go and do theater now. You know? So, they have to live with that. They have to live with that. But why did we come with this? We needed a book like this to give them access to the media. And then do practicals in media. Learn about what this great man is doing here. Because that's even where the money in the industry is. Some people, when they come to me, they say they want to act. I say, you better go and learn how to handle the camera. Because before they put you in the hotel, they will have put the DOP in the hotel.
That's true.
They will have put the crew members in the hotel. Yeah. You will, and look, acting now, everybody does it. Anybody long before, and they will start talking. And they say they are actors. Learn the skills there. It helps you. Learn how to edit. Learn AI editing, AI tools, use of AI tools, film editing, DOP, camera handling. We teach them in this studio where you have found yourself there.
Okay.
So when you know those things, it helps you. You know how much people make. And we are going into the era of AI now. In fact, I'm actually scared. Should I tell you why? Why? Because I hope one day people will not be showing AI film for 2 hours like I did last Sunday. So all the actors will be useless. A time is coming like that.
No, there are already even pages that are going viral.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But that one still has a limitation because of the length, the limitation of the software they use. If the Oyinbo improve and you can actually do AI in 3 hours, that means all our actors will be useless. And when you look at the views and the comments of people under these ones we watch on social media, you should know in the next few years, there may be no actors again. There may be actors and nobody will call you.
I think what will happen is that the market will become polarized.
That's what I'm saying.
We're going to be consumers of those.
That's what I'm saying. And the consumers may rise higher because, we believe a bit in fiction. Looking at somebody that is not a human being, speaking like a human being, interests the audience. There's no big deal in it.
And we can see that with sources of movie like Avatar.
Yes, now.
Although there are real characters that actually have
matched with
the entire set.
Yes, now. So you are having, I have some AI videos here. That was done in this studio. Maybe before you go, you transfer. They can send it to you. They use helicopter, use all this, and it's so real, created in this studio. If I have the means, I will not do that one and put it together 2 hours and use it to go and cash out. Helicopter going there, sending bomb here and there in that AI. Do you know how long it will take me to put an helicopter in the sky? How much it will take me? So after some time, all these guys will just take over.
When someone was taking me on the tour earlier, he mentioned the fact that the burning that happened in the movie was real time,
in our film, in our 3 a.m.
The guy that was on fire was real time. All those things are things
that AI can do it, of course. Even now, AI can do it. But I wanted to be very careful because of people like you. Sometimes if you are showing the film, you must know the kind of audience you have.
Yeah, exactly.
If you have an intelligent audience, you must be ready for them. If I want to show a film to just anybody now, that I can deceive. If I show you somebody like you, it is you that will say it in the hall. It's AI now. So I don't want you to say that. So I was ready for you, and then we have to set somebody on fire. I won't tell you the secret because you're a lawyer. You have not told me your own secrets.
No problem. And where can someone get a copy of this?
We can get it here. We can get it in some bookshop. Many times we just apply to universities who need them. There are universities. Last who has got this before, I think OU, many of them.
Okay.
Data department, mass communication department. It's a practical textbook.
So I've been meaning to ask this. You have been in movie and cinematography and life for more than 2 decades, I think.
Well, I started doing stage plays when I was much younger. Before I entered university, there are these stage plays in university. I even brought the sitting governor, Benga Daniel, to come and watch my play then in school. But the first film I produced was June 2006.
Okay.
So it will just be
20 years.
Yes, this June.
What would be your 1-minute advice for someone that just wants to start it on this path, just like you? Someone that feel like, I think I have a thing for movie. I think I have a thing for the cinema.
My 1-minute advice to such a person is that when you buy your ram, hold it by the horn.
What does that mean?
You say 1 minute.
You can help us elucidate.
Okay, when you buy a ram, hold it by the horn. I will explain that with a story. I did Adioti was my first film. Gave a marketer who paid lesser than what I spent
to produce.
He paid well. He gave me 1 million, but I spent more because I didn't really have the experience. I did the second one, Legumbora. I did the third one, Awo Jesu. By the time I was doing Legumbora and Awo Jesu, especially Awo Jesu, the marketers at Indumona, they didn't want to market it because of the Jesu inside. Many of them were Muslims, so they didn't really want to market. It was a good film. They loved it. They didn't want to market. So what did I do? I went on to market myself. I went to Naira Sound. Somebody was reminding me about Naira recently. Went to Naira Sound, topped it, went to Redemption Camp, started marketing, went around to Djibouti, to Lagos, to Ekiti, took a bus everywhere selling. And because of this good story now, I will just started spreading. That is taking your bull or your ram by the horn, deciding the income. Now, let me tell you something about the industry. Recently, Kunle Afolayo was speaking about, cinema producers who dance to market and eventually will not be well paid, even after making 1 billion, 2 billion. There's nothing wrong in dancing. Even Funkagiri that dances out of pleasure. It will just be wrong if you, who cannot dance, and you are dancing off beat, you now want to imitate a Funke Akindele who knows how to dance. And is probably uploading the videos of the dance he danced 2 years ago. Some of these things, they have danced and danced. They now be using it to promote. You don't think it's because of the film she started dancing. Because she was just casting fun. There are recent videos there, there are old videos there. Apart from the old videos and recent videos, you cannot just begin to imitate, like that. What then did I do? I felt, even if you want to do a cinema, you will see them begging. Some of those people who are cinema producers begging. You have not watched this film. You didn't watch this film. I'm begging you. We can be more strategic. More strategic.
Please go and watch my YouTube.
You don't have to do a cinema. There's a YouTube there. And if you have to do a cinema, then it means you need to go back to the traveling theater of the Dola Depos, the Hubert Ogunde, the Aisho Peppers of the world. Pick your film and start to tour. Get to this place. Look for the influential people there. See if they can come and watch the film. At the end of the day, you are likely to even make more money than the person who wants his film showing at all cinemas. That has an advantage because you are using an already established platform. But if our people want to work, they can create their own platform.
Okay.
You must learn out. I was telling them this morning, I mentioned this morning, you must learn how to find your own audience. In Nigeria now, I think we have over 200 million people. You can't cover all of them. You can't. You cannot. You will cover. Nobody has been born. If there is a program here and there are 20 million people there, go to Lagos, you will see people. So they are still your people. They are still your people.
So what you are saying in one word is that you should control the value chain.
Control your own work. This is my work.
So from the creative...
I don't have to give you to help me. I want to use your film house or your cinema. I will carry my team and look at this place. I've been doing that for years. And look at it. You may not be able to show it once in all the cinemas. But you can take it here. People will come and watch, like you did on Sunday. Fix another date if that is your business. But we have an easy way out. We want an easier way out. We just want to give up. And at the end of the day, you stress yourself. You yourself know that you didn't make money. And if you keep doing it like that over time, because Kone Afolayan must have seen his facts. I don't know about it, but he said that if you make 2 billion, they may not give you 10 million. I don't know if that's true or not. But some people do it. Some people are not. What matters is that there's a way I can carry my film and start going from a place, watch it here, go to another place, do it there, and then go to another place, do it there. And gradually, by the time you go to 10 places, it's most likely you might have made more money than somebody who is, giving it to other people, because they are going to remove a lot of things. And you can't also do these things without relationships.
That's true.
Some of our celebrities, I'm not sorry to say it, they do not understand the power of relationships. Some of them are so arrogant. Hey, local actor. They are so, maybe because people, when you walk on the street, people are saying, hey, even among themselves, they are very arrogant. When you create relationships with people, you want to run an event, there's a level of emotionalism. People want to be part of what you do. That's because you create a relationship. Let me give an instance. Wole Agba, Ayo Ajewole. We have held a number of events, and I didn't invite him because I always know he's very busy. My God will pray, don't let me disturb him. Let me reserve him for something more important. He will come. The first one, he came here one day. He can just bust in here now as I'm talking. He will come. Do you think one day, if I see that he's holding a special event and I'm around, do you think I will not go?
No, that's true.
You think I will not give money? Do you know that if you have people like that around you, that you have also, and they value your presence, that is how you make money. But some of our people don't know that one. They don't know. So when it's time to ask people to come and watch their film, they should not be begging, is what they will start begging. The relationships you have created over time. So I believe so much in relationships. I think that cinema producers, film producers can do better. It is highly competitive. Your story must be, authentic, must be different. And you must be ready as an upcoming producer, be ready to hold your own ram by the horn or boom by the horn. Or if what you purchase is a chicken, hold the...
I think the first problem I see with young people is that they may not have the money to buy the ram or buy the chicken. What will you say to them about that? Oh, I have this idea, I've been using my first script or something. But how do I go ahead?
They should go and buy a jakika. There is a jakika.
There's a jakika?
They should buy a jakika. Start from what you have. It is easier now than before now. You don't have the money for what? What do you have? You don't have a phone? Go and buy a jakika.
Okay.
Do you know there are some fishes? Yo-yo. You know yo-yo? Oh, you are a lawyer from Lekki. You don't know yo-yo?
I know the time that
you know yo-yo.
That used to gather from down that
road. You know it. So go and buy yo-yo. With 100 naira, you buy yo-yo. You don't have to buy a ram. You have a phone.
Shoot.
Start from there. Learn how to use your phone to edit. Yeah, they are using a phone here to record. It is easier now. You can access YouTube on your phone now. You have your own social media page. All you need is get a mentor to guide you. If you serve a mentor who has a platform already and you are truly a servant, and that mentor is not a selfish mentor, he will be putting your content on his page. But the problem is that a lot of mentees want to just, they don't want to serve anybody.
That's true.
They don't want to. I saw there were two of them that came here some weeks ago. One is an MC. And I said, this name you are calling yourself is local. Why start changing it? After that, I didn't see them again. I don't bother. Because I have my track records. I've trained people. I've mentored people. I mentor people that are doing great now. So I don't waste my time on those who don't want, to be mentored and all that. You have your phone now. You don't need a big gadget. Buy use your phone. Do small skits. Be guided, be mentored, be taught. Put on your page. If your skits are sensible, people would like to watch. They would like to watch. The problem also is that a number of people do skits that are not shareable. You do a skit, you want me to share, look at the content, I can't share this. Because your skit is not substance. It's not intelligent enough for me to share. I'm professor, my already page me. Once or say me no, I can't. So you need a man that can guide you. And you have a phone. It's easier now to shoot a film, sir.
That's true.
It's easier now. Then there was no way you could shoot a film if you are not going to talk to a cameraman. There was no way. I remember the first time I wanted to shoot a film, I went to Baba Antalanio. I said I want to shoot a film, and he was on location. He said, "What camera am I using?" And I told him, camcorder. He looked at me and laughed. He said, "Cam what?" I'm talking about as far back as 2003. 2004. He said, camcorder. He said, "You don't know you have the talent, but you don't know the technical know-how." That time I knew that man was saying the truth. So I believed it was one of those I revere today. Because he told me the truth. He said, you lack the technical know-how. He was telling me, you have not been trained for a film. You may be a good stage actor, but you're not been trained. Because he knew there was a time I came to his office to invite him to an event in my school. So he just said I should do audition. I was not there for audition. He was directing, so this is Super Story, what I didn't get then.
Yes.
And there were about maybe 500 people at Oshodi then. I entered the auditioning, and then when he was going to mention the names of 7 people, my name was on the list. I said, when he was doing, he said I should read some lines. He said they loved my voice. He was seated, Uncle Bakar Radio, he was there too. And they were going to give me a big role. It was a script like this. So I told him, I said, "Sir, I came to invite you for a stage play. I'm still doing stage performances for now. If I want to do something for the camera, I think I must train first." Those words impressed him forever. He told Uncle Yemi at some point that this guy knows what he's doing. You know, but if you tell them now, so you start with buying yo-yo, you don't have to buy a RAM. In fact, the beautiful thing about buying yo-yo is that yo-yo has no horn. So you just pick it like this and start doing your thing. So you can use a phone. There are schools where they teach people how to use the phone to record. There are schools, they do it here too, where you can use a phone. It's even easier to use your phone and do it.
It's easier to follow.
Tauma, the comedian Tauma says, many of the comedians say, these content creators, they use their phones
for most shoots
to shoot, and they edit.
It's one of the reasons why we buy latest gadgets.
And there are latest gadgets that will shoot anything, and it can even be better than some cameras.
That's true.
Because it's your phone, you know. So some of them use their phone to record and edit and upload immediately. And it helps them because they have their gadgets with them. So use something small to achieve something big. You know, of course, somebody will say that, but those latest gadgets now, they cost 800,000, 1.2 million, 1.5 million. Go and start with the phone of 100,000. Start with yo-yo. It doesn't have to be. All of them have phones now. So they can actually use those things to achieve.
In fact, I always advise that if you can't find the phone, if you can't get the phone, you have a friend that probably has the phone.
Of course, you have a friend.
If you are a lady, it's even easier. Date a guy that has the phone. I'm serious.
Anyone buy you?
Date a guy that has the phone or something. Then you probably have.
There must be someone
somebody in your network
around you that has a phone.
And if you're a guy, you date a guy that has the phone. That's the point. That both of you collaborate and make things happen. That's how 2 we keep 10,000.
Of course.
That's the
you know, when you have somebody, when you want to have a friend, and then you have a friend or a girlfriend or a boyfriend. If you're a girl, you have a boyfriend, or a boy has a girlfriend. That's something you don't have. It complements you.
That's the simple math. So you have been in this space for more than 20 years. What would you say is your greatest achievement? And what would you say is your greatest regret?
The greatest achievement is that I've been able to mentor people. That's my greatest achievement.
In fact, in my mind, I think of you as a billionaire in woman.
I'm a trillionaire.
A trillionaire in human resources.
In human resources.
Yes, that's what
I tell you one thing. There are people I will call now. If I say, I want you now, they will leave what they are doing and come. Because of what I have done in their lives and what I still do. But what I run away from is I don't like manipulating people. Because I know they believe in me. I know they trust what I do. So I have people, some of them over 20 years of relationship, that some of them are not even in Nigeria. Because in their hardest times, I stood by them. And you will do it, say. There is one in Canada as I speak, who did exams recently. Exams that everybody failed. He was scared. He has started once he failed. By the time he did it again now, others failed. He was the only one who passed the 3 exams in his group. And that exam, that success, passing that exam will times 9 his income.
Wow.
And his income before was not a small income. He has been my mentee since he was in 100 level. He's now over 40. He's a doctor now. And I have many like that. Sometimes I'm the one that pushes them, go and do your masters. Because we are in a Nigeria today where a professor already became a vice president, where they are looking for educated people. It will never happen again that anybody will just come and say, I am a godfather. And the godfather no go school. In this politics, it's not. What is they say?
Yeah, going forward. That will not be the case anymore.
Yes. So it's going to be limited to educated people. A time is coming, in the Senate and the House of Reps, they are going to pass a law. There was time I said so, not long after that, they passed the law. That's why I tell these young people, go to school. Even if it's a college of education, even if it's a polytechnic or a degree, just get it done. Because you may not know who is going to appoint you, later on. So that's my greatest achievement.
I believe policies in the future will tend to tip towards that, because
of course,
it's about democracy, and essentially is about government of the people. And if the majority of people are educated,
believe in education,
the bar of education will not go down; it will always go up.
Definitely,
you don't be like, if you don't have
the appointees now are getting degrees from outside the country. So we that's my greatest achievement. Greatest regret. I don't want to call it a regret. There's nothing you do that you don't feel that maybe I should have. And, it has also helped me to shape how I do things now. I don't just mentor anybody. I think maybe we can say that sometimes you heard that, if I have my privilege now, I would not mentor these kinds of people. You just want to mentor anybody. You see somebody walking on the street, you're now asking the person, why are you not in school? He didn't know he was supposed to be in school at that age, and it will waste your resources. Yeah. So now if I want to support anybody to school now, I will do a part of it. Your parents will be part of it. You will be part of it. So that if you have to drop out, you waste not only my money, you waste your money and that of your parents. Because you have somebody you send to school, you pay everything, you get a house, go to school, just graduate. Because there's no point not going to school. The parents are not part of it. No, the resources is not. You can just walk out of the school and say, and then you talk to the person, why you not? You are wasting money. He doesn't feel it. And the parents cannot talk to, because the parents themselves don't have a stake in it. So if I want to do anything, if I sponsor anybody to school now, and you come to me and say your school fee is 100,000, I will ask you, how much do you have? How much does your parents have? Bring the money. I will add and help you pay. So I do that because I know when you do that and you want to drop out, at least your dad or your mom should be able to caution you that you should not waste their resources.
To me, you seem very bullish on education. Why is that? It's a stock market term for, you are investing for.
I know.
Why is that? You personally feel kind of invested in it?
Because you really try to get anywhere in this world without getting educated. You really. Do you know some of our actors who are elderly actors? If they had maybe a master's, even a BSc, some of them by now would have been ministers. I don't want to mention names. Some of them by now. That's why you saw some of them, they keep going back to school. That's why some of them, when they tell them they want to give them an honorary degree, they run for it to get it. So there is nowhere you really walk. You really. Because the time is coming, it's your CV that will speak for you. The certificate may not get you the required job or whatever you think you want to get now. But there are opportunities that come. And even somebody's father has worked for, and they say, we want to give you this. They say, it's too old for it. I can't do that. But I have a son that can be special advisor to the president. And I said, bring your CV. And then that's how the ministers under Tinubu today are educated. So why would you not put, however, beyond education, I always tell them, your skills are so important. Because you must have the skill. It's not that you just go to school and get out and have first class, and then you think a job is waiting for you. No job is waiting for you. So they are mutually inalienable, the education and the skill. So I tell these people, you see, democracy is so close to us. Politics is so close to everybody. Anybody can become anything at any time.
That's true.
As I'm speaking to you now, you can become a commissioner tomorrow.
Definitely.
You can become a minister tomorrow.
I'm moving to...
Because if you go into politics, then the next thing that will come to your head is that, there was a time I was with Oreofe Williams. He has mentees that are educated. And I want people who are educated. And you will not look for somebody that is not educated. You want someone that will want to speak your academic language. That's when you will consult me. So if at that time, if you came here now, and then you see around me, this guy is a university, has a master's in Unilag. Yes, a lot of them, the one that went as masters, the minimum of them is masters. There are some of them that have their PhDs now too, maybe one or two. Since you are aware of that, it is in your mind. If you see somebody that says, I need somebody that has a PhD, maybe in media, it's likely you think about me that we know your Williams be interested. Because I know that thing is a key. Especially, this is not a military government. A military government may choose not to. There is something they call quota system in democracy. You pick here, pick here, pick here, pick here, pick here, pick here, pick here. And when you are picking, they pick technocrats, they pick politicians. So when you are picking, you look for people who have the technical know-how and they can sit at the Federal Executive Council table with you. I will not be saying nonsense. Are you getting it? Because of their background, because of where they are coming from. I will round up by adding this. That look, where you are going, the picture of where you are going must reflect in the way you are behaving now. I need to say that again. The picture of where you are going. If you say you want to be an actor now, and you are just doing anything anyhow, or you are a comedian, and your comedy is shallow, and you just, how do I put it now? I don't want to use some vulgar language. You know some of these comedies now.
Yes, sure.
You just say anything on social media because you want followership. You abuse yourselves on social media. You know, things like that.
Exactly.
You are doing that now. You may think you are enjoying the moment. People may be watching you. You may have 1,000 shares. You may have 2 million, 10 million followers. You see a time is coming because the politician that wants to appoint you already knows you for those things.
Yes.
He might not even know you. He might recommend your name. And they will say, you want to. What will you be doing here? And when they raz, hey, get. 10, 20 years ago,
that's true.
I know raz. So you already spoiled your CV before you get there. So where I am going, it determines a lot about me now. I want to present myself. Of course, I'm a filmmaker, but as an executive that you can discuss Nigeria with, and he will be able to speak. I've been talking about Nigeria now.
Yeah, sure.
You know, that will be able to speak, and in your mind you say, well, there's a PhD holder, so you should be able to do it. And that's why, with all due respect to our people, you will not see me mix anyhow. I don't do meet and greet because there's nobody you are coming to greet. You are coming to watch a film. Look at the hall that day. It's a gathering of intellectuals.
That's true.
You see that you're going to find professors, you're going to find
in fact,
lawyers.
by the time I was counting the number of ESQ, I was amazed.
Are you getting it?
Yeah.
It's a gathering. It is deliberate. Because I want to know future, they're not verbally. It's not like where I want to go in the future. That's not what I'm saying. But when you have ESQs, these are potentials. These are potentials that can become anything. They can become governors. They can become ministers tomorrow. So I have placed myself in their hearts in such a manner that when I am not interested in politics. I'm not going to contest. I'm not interested. I can't even contest for. But when you have your people who are there, there are certain opportunities that come with that. That if they will come to you and say, are you getting it? So that's why I've placed myself there. In such a manner, you won't see just any stand-up comedian in that meeting.
So what you are saying is that
you must be intentional.
It's more about the community that you are putting yourself.
It's very important. It may not be about the certificate. I have a PhD, I'm not lecturing. But why did I do that? You get to the university, you study law, you study any course, you find your colleagues. It is from those colleagues you are going to have governors, presidents, or somebody to recommend you. If your friends today are those who just walk on the street anyhow, I don't want to mention any occupation. They just walk on it. They don't have anywhere they are going. No problem. In the next 40 years, you know the implication of just walking with anybody. Could recommend a Lasso Rock?
Yes, exactly.
But you can recommend your friends Lasso Rock. You can recommend somebody to me now. I said there's somebody to really. So that's how it works. In the next years to come, you will see those who are endorsed. She being director of youth development. Who was sitting there? Do you know what he wants to become tomorrow? The youth leader of PDP was there. I'm not a politician. I don't belong to PDP. You know, but he was there. Do you know what he wants to become tomorrow? So you must deliberately situate yourself in a society, in a community of like minds who have the potentials of becoming anything great, either within the country or outside the country. That is why it is advisable go to school, because that's where you meet them. Even if you have a third class, if you have a pass, even if you have extra year, you will still have met them. You have friends and you relate with them. By the time they are leaving, you yourself have the potential of becoming somebody to recommend. Most of these people were people who knew themselves on campus. Some of my friends with whom were in the grammar school came that day. He knew I was doing that drama in grammar school. Imagine if one of them becomes anything and it comes to a mind that he wants to do a cultural festival. He will think of somebody he knows who is also educated that can do it. So when you tell these people, these guys, these young ones, they're school, he said, certificates may look a bit useless now. But the friends you make on campus will go a long way. Deliberately, I shot a film. I wanted to do the premiere. And by the time I was advertising, I didn't dance on the streets.
That's true.
Because I didn't see anybody I would. They are good. They are also fine. But those I need are somewhere. I'm not only talking about the film I'm premiering. I premiered there. I'm thinking about the future.
Yes,
when these guys would have become something. And then you can have some of them doing anything, even for me, for those who have mentored, and I also can do for them. So you cannot undermine that PhD. It's not honorary. I wrote a thesis. I know this is the first PhD. How happened by grace of God, according to Vanguard. I happened the first to have a PhD in film studies, who also have a film village in Nigeria. Even by extension, my those who have film villages now, I just having recently met me there. We started on film village when film village was not popular. You know, so it's not only about the noise you make or it's about the strategic location of what you are doing when you have put into consideration where you are going.
Thank you very much for your time. So we have come to the end of the interview. I just want you to wrap up on, if somebody skip this entire conversation to the very end, what would be the message you want them to add on to?
I really would like to ask a question. I grew up watching your movie, and anytime I watch movies, then before we get to the middle of the movie, it's already like I know what will happen at the end. But your movies always glue me to the seat. That I'm like, what's going to happen here? So I want to know what inspired that. Is it intentional that you essentially want people to be glued? Is there anything that was inspiring them?
Yeah, number one, I would say God. There's divine inspiration. I enjoy divine inspiration a lot, a lot. I don't know if were you around to watch Dinner at 3 a.m.
Yes, I brought about.
Wow, Dinner at 3 a.m. is another film like that. Number one, it is divine inspiration. Then in literature, there's something you call suspense, and there's one thing you call tentacles. Tentacles is deeper than suspense. I want people to watch my film, and if they are cooking beans, the beans should burn. And you can only do that. There's something you call, that's why I say education is important. There's what you call the reader response theory. When you write a script, you leave it as a scriptwriter, and then you begin to read as they want to consume it. The reader response theory. How would the audience respond to this?
Perceive the story.
How would they perceive it? So it's not just doing wuru to the, you write a script, you want to shoot a film, then you now watch, and you are so objective to understand the fact that I'm watching as a spectator now. So if when I'm watching, it holds me as the writer, it will hold anybody in this world. Especially if I'm not deceiving myself. Not that I know they hold you, now say they hold you. If it holds me, there are times, that film that we premiered, Dinner at 3 a.m., we started shooting last year, April. The first time we shoot was we shoot for months, leave it, go, and go. Because look at that hall. Everywhere was jam-packed. The AC was not working. There was heat, and people sat down.
Yes, people sat to the very end.
They sat to the very end because something is hooking them. Because it is the greatest fear to show a film at the cinema, and in the middle of it, somebody is sleeping. So I don't like it. In fact, nobody should be pressing the phone. If you look around, somebody is pressing the phone, so there's something wrong with that scene. For him to have been, or her to have been distracted to press the phone. So I was looking, nobody came out. It was so heated up, but the film was holding them. Even if you came for recognition, you could actually say, let me excuse myself. But divine is number one. Number two is that you want to be intentional in using the eyes of the audience to watch your film so that they cannot tell where the film is going. People know what is good. They know what is sweet. When you put something wasteful for much, you go no.
Yes,
I can also tell you something. There's something you call spontaneity in music. You find it more in Richard Skettner's book, Spontaneity, which is allowed in literature. It's allowed in film. You know, film is like the fourth genre now.
Yes.
You have drama, prose, poetry, and then you have the film genre. So you have spontaneity. In fact, that is what defines poetry as. The spontaneous overflow of powerful feeling. Powerful feelings recollected in tranquility. There's ellipsis there.
Mm-hmm.
The spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings recollected in tranquility. Tranquility is quietness, solitude, silence. And then there's a powerful feeling that spontaneously overflow. When we're speaking, a woman of God called Tope Alabi. If Tope Alabi hears keyboard here, she can sing without writing it down for the next 6 hours, non-stop. You will beg her to stop. And that's her. And that is as a result of consistency and repetition. Using that to answer his question. Kiikoni, this song, Kiikoni, is spontaneous. It was just sung. They were not planning to even sing that day. It was something else they wanted to do. I started singing. Same thing has been transported into this industry.
Yeah, films.
It was actually transported, you know. Spontaneity is different from improvisation. Let me explain better. You want to shoot a film, there is no script. But we are improvising, we are ad-libbing, we are telling people what to say. That is how Baba Ogunde started. The pioneers, the legends, the doyens of theater.
Okay.
Because probably those who they were acting with were not educated enough to read.
To read scripts.
That may not be spontaneity. Spontaneity is when, as I'm speaking now, you just tell me, sir, I have 10 million naira now, can you shoot a film for me? I say, where are the cameras? I said, what theme do you want to project? Oh yeah, give me the money. And I start shooting now without writing a script. And I've done that for 3 different TV series that were aired on TV for 1 year. And here is where I'm going. That film you watched on Sunday does not have a script.
Wow.
So if you ask for the script of dinner at 3 a.m. now, it does not have a script. What the audience wants to see is your film, not your script. These films were done through spontaneity. The spontaneous overflow. Not that I sat down to write. That is how it will go. It was not static. So that was why at some point in the film, I took another, eventful direction in the film that became much more interesting than what I had. Those who were shooting the film with me didn't know what I was doing. I just said them, you say this, oh yeah, you are going to say this now, action. And then you come and say this. Everything was in my head. But the danger of that one is that because it doesn't have a script, whoever is going to edit must be beside me. I hope you understand me. I don't need a continuity manager. Whoever is going to edit the film, the DOP, the editor, preferably if the DOP is the editor, must be beside me. Because as I'm saying it, I'm announcing and I'm carrying him along in such a manner that by the time he wants to edit, he can flow with my pattern over there. So there is spontaneity also in filmmaking. Just like a singer can sing without necessarily writing the script. But you also must make sure that either with spontaneity or improvisation or script writing, there must be what is called suspense. If you cannot achieve tenterhooks, something that can hold your audience down. The essence of, the essence of shooting a film or asking people to leave their comfort zone to come and watch a film is for them to come in such a way that if you call them another time, they will be willing to pay and come. And that is what he was saying. So I would ascribe that to divine inspiration and, of course, a level of research. Because, see my office, they are full of books. Even if it's 1 or 2 pages, I'll read per day. And sometimes, during the COVID-19, I read over 100 books that year. I have books here. There's no way you read and read and read and read here, and your brain will not be
connected up.
It will be in the oven. So when you churn something out now, that film, Dinner at 3 a.m., has a reflection of the academia. It's not the way I would shoot films years ago that I shoot now. There are ways I think that king wants everybody to become Christians. But that's not how it happens. In a typical gospel film, the king will say everybody has become Christians. But that's not how it happens. A king is a king over Christians, Muslims, and traditionalists. And we gave that space, even while we are not diluting the message of the gospel, the message of Christ in the film. We must be able to shoot films that both Christians and non-Christians can watch, just like we have the Tyler Perry of the American.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. So back to your overview. If someone skips to the end of this video, what would they want them to go down?
Vision. That there is no one in this earth who wants to make an impact that would not run
With vision.
with a vision.
In fact, I think you have a book about it.
Running a supervision without supervision. That's the book. Running a supervision without, I will give you. Running a supervision without supervision. So there is no way you want to make an impact in this world and then you will not have a vision.
Mm.
Some people have a vision to become president 30 years earlier. If you want to become president as you are seated now, it's not when election is 2 years' time.
That's true.
At that time, you'll be jumping from party to party.
That's what we have in current opposition party.
So you want to become president now, you will start planning that from now. Do not look at ceteris paribus. All that is being equal. God keep us all. I can become president of Nigeria at time. And then you will not be behaving like me, who does not want to become any politician or I'm not interested. Are you getting it? If I become a president of Nigeria today, it will have been by coronation. Not because I went there. Somebody was vice president and he became president. Maybe. If they come to me now and say, I want to become deputy governor somewhere, if they are the one to sponsor, I will go. I won't go out and say I want to campaign because I'm not used to, sorry to say that, telling lies. You can't be a politician and not tell a lie. That's true. I will tell you that if you vote for me, I'm going to give you this. And I knew it's not possible, So if you want to become the president of Nigeria, you need to look at your age now and project into the future. Okay, even if they are zoning like this.
And start putting the line in places.
And there is no military interruption for years. Well, let's say 4 years, Tinubu wins. If Tinubu does not win and it's article, that is, or it's OB, then you say, okay, and you go on. You now start rotating, and you rotate, and then when you are in your 60s, so you must now start preparing now.
From now.
Then you must start making noise now. You must go and join a party now. Any party does not matter now. Just make sure you are there and you are behaving like Showore. So that they can know you are talking. And then you talk your way through into, but you won't stop behaving as like Showore at some point. Because Showore is always, talking and agonizing. At some point, to be a real politician, you cannot antagonize. That's true. You have to play your...
You have to create alliance.
When it gets to a point, you align with them. There's an alignment.
In fact, some people even change their state of origin 30 years later.
They
some
know
people change their bets.
Because they know where they are going. They know they want to become. You are abusing
I
Tinubu.
completely agree.
We are talking about Tinubu becoming president. Tinubu that had in mind that one day will become president since when MKO was campaigning.
That's true.
There was a picture I saw MKO and I saw Tinubu there. That one is, you can't see what he's doing now.
That's true.
That is not somebody who woke up 4 or 5 years ago to become the president of Nigeria. That was somebody. So when he was campaigning for Buhari, he knew what he was doing. We were the one that was foolish. We were foolish. We thought Jonathan was not good, But he knew that if Jonathan continues like that, it will not pay him. But Jonathan will use another 4 years. Then Hausa will use another 8 years. How will he by then? But what did he do? After he supported Jonathan, when he was using Nuri Badu to test run everything. And then he used Article 2 to garner votes from the North. Tinubu was becoming popular. That's a strategist. So after some time, he now said, okay, Buhari, he knew if Buhari wins, he will become the next president. So when Buhari won, and then there was some Kaba doing all kind of thing. He knew how to play his game around that. He knew the governor to side him. He knew how to say, they should go and sit down so that they don't use him against him. He knew what to do. And so when he went on, you were confiscating Naira because you thought you knew he had millions or billions of Naira. That's a strategist. Yes. So as soon as you did that, he brought out dollars. And still continued. and then won. So somebody that won and became the president against all odds. When you were shouting on social media, you're just shouting on social media, you don't have a PVC. 100 people will be arguing and be abusing.
Many are shouting on social
media. They don't have the permanent voters card.
I'm an APC member.
To vote. They don't have the PVC to go and vote. And somebody is there, and all of them left, APC. Oh, no, PDP. Went to, see how he used Wiki. Look at how he used Wiki. That's why the man never felt Aregbesola.
That's true.
Have you read the 48 Laws of Power? He never read, it's not a good book. And it's also a good book. And he left, Aregbesola left Oshibajo left. He picked Wike from the opposition. How to use your enemy to achieve what you want.
I'm still amazed that we won River State. I'm like,
you see, and he empowered him. And he didn't allow him to leave PDP. Because if Wike leaves PDP, there will be a president candidate for the Atiku will not have left. So now PDP will have no choice but to keep quiet on the presidential whatever. Yes. So he knows what he's doing. And then you went to ADC, and then one way or the other, you see things that are happening inside. And those ones are accusing him again.
That's true.
Because they know why they're accusing him. So from where he's sitting in Nairobi, he's inside the ADC. So they are not giving them peace. INEC is saying no way. Saying in never campaign, saying in never campaign. So how will Atiku campaign now? So I'm telling you, why did I say all that? Except God. It's only God that has the last say in this one. The man will just walking.
The next election is...
This is not about eating agbado on the street. This is not about doing... It's about strategy. Planning that I want to become president. And I'm going to use 8 years. The funniest thing is that it will still install successor if you are not careful.
Yes.
He will still say this is the president and nothing will happen.
The same way he did in Lagos.
So you are talking about, even Baba Obasanjo just said, if I'm not a politician, if you need a politician, go to body law. Somebody who has been there since Abiola and has been a politician since then, who was a senator then. You know, Gen Zs will not know. He was a senator under Babangida, if you remember. He was a senator then. And then after some time, he was tried. And then he came back as governor of Lagos State.
Lagos State.
And he was the only one that held... No, look at the trajectory. He was the only one that held a state in the Southwest for 8 years.
That's true.
Others followed Obasanjo and said no. Because if he lost Lagos then, he would not be president today.
That's true.
And then when he left, he put his own successor there. There's a structure there that even if a governor wants to remove, they will remove it.
Yes, that's true.
And then that has happened now. So why did I cite that example? Contextually speaking, you want to become something. It is not at that time you must have a vision. It's not at that time that you will now start. I looked at the video of Obasanjo and the president when they went to Ogun State. And I said, life. Over 20 years ago, so in 1999, 2000, it was Obasanjo that would visit Lagos and Tinubu will welcome him as sitting governor. Now that same Tinubu has become president and Obasanjo is welcoming Tinubu as the president of Nigeria. Yeah. That's vision. You may not like him. That you should like him is not my problem. But there's something to learn from him. If you are wise, that this man has a vision. And he has had it. He put the wife in there as a senator. Who is also making...
As a pastor too.
As a pastor, because he's a Muslim. When the Muslim ticket came, of course, there's no way... Let me go into politics.
He was able to nullify
He knew that there's no way it can be... The kind of Muslim Islam practice in the Southwest, it's not the one they are doing there. Go north. So if he picked somebody as a Christian, nothing, he will not win. So he had to pick a Muslim.
Wow.
Can you now hear the... Is anybody talking about Muslim ticket anymore?
Nobody's talking.
Because the wife is a redeemed pastor.
Oh.
He went to America. Trump welcomed him as a pastor, and he preached in their church there. So there is this man. You don't just look at your president and say he's not doing it. Even if it is the Agbari, let me put it that way. If it's the wisdom of a politician, you can pick that wisdom and look up for a good way to apply it into your own business.
That's true.
That you don't just sit down. You walk 1,000 miles ahead. And some of us are like that. There's somebody that leaves our organization now that I will know. Because there's always the joker. You know, these people were living in Marek Beshola and Co. Oshibajo said, he had the joker. He trained them. So that was the joker he used because he had a vision from the beginning. So when you look at leaders and you only complain, okay, they are not... I'm not talking about politics now. I'm talking about vision. For somebody to sit down and say, this is what I will be, and I will be. Do you think a party that is in disarray, according to his words, is what we contest against him? So I believe Atiku is not preparing for 2027. He's preparing for another election that it will come to the north, and it's still not likely.
Dr. Oreofe Williams, thank you very much for the time you have spent with us, and we really appreciate it. We pray that God will continue to increase you in wisdom, in might, and in people. We are glad for how you have inspired us over the years, and we pray that God will continue to strengthen you to do so in the coming future. Thank you very much for your time.
Amen. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.